Hey guys, Alex here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's full body Pilates workout. In this routine, you're going to be sculpting your abs, arms, glutes, and thighs without the need for any resistance, body weight resistance only. However, if you do want to step up the intensity, you can throw on a set of ankle weights for the lower body moves. This routine includes a warm-up and a cool down. You're going to feel incredibly strong and well stretched after completing it. You're going to feel accomplished and amazing. So let's go ahead and dive right into our warm-up. We're going to start off in a cross-leg position on the mat. If it's more comfortable for you, you can kneel or stand. I'm going to stack my spine, one vertebra on top of the other, and sit up nice and tall. From here, I'm lowering my shoulders down away from my ears. Chin is parallel with the floor. We're going to start off with some gentle breathing. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage, and then slowly exhale through the mouth, letting the rib cage deflate. Inhale in through the nose, nice deep breath. And exhale out through the mouth, softening the shoulders as you breathe out through pursed lips. Now let's add in the core engagement. So we're breathing in through the nose, abdominals are relaxed. And as we exhale, we're drawing the abdominal wall in toward the spine as we breathe out. Good. In through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage. And out through the mouth, drawing navel in, tightening through the core, through that entire range of exhale. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths like this. And exhale, engage, engage, engage. Drawing belly button in. And last breath. And exhale all the air out of the lungs, drawing navel inward the entire time. Good, amazing. Take your hands onto your knees or by your sides. We're gonna look to the right, stretching through the side of the neck. Inhale, and then exhale, look to the left, stretching through the side of the neck. So we're keeping the chin parallel with the floor here. As we look from side to side, the spine stays tall and elongated. Good, gentle stretching to warm up the neck joint. Good, looking from right to left, nice smooth motion. And then to center, we're gonna look down and then up, down and up. Nice gentle movement, not straining the neck, just nodding the chin up and down, mobilizing the neck. Let's go 3. And 2, and 1, nicely done. Now I'm gonna move into a kneeling position. You can be standing if that's more comfortable for you. I'm going to bring the arms overhead, palms facing forward. Then I'm gonna pull the elbows down, knitting the shoulder blades together, lift them up, and sweep the right arm back, rotating around the spine. Sweep the left arm back, rotating around the spine, and then pull both elbows down. Good, so sweep back with that right arm, sweep back with that left arm, pull down, lengthening through the spine and up through the crown of the head. Good. Mobilizing the shoulders here and the upper back muscles. Pulling back, lengthening through those fingers and growing really tall up through the crown of the head as you pull both elbows down. Good. Nice energizing movement. Warming up the upper body. Getting into that Pilates breathing pattern of breathing out as we pull down. Good work. Let's take 3. And 2, lengthen through those fingers, get a nice rotation. And final 1, pull back, and down together. Lift the arms up and lower the hands down to the mat. Nice work. Now we're gonna drop down onto the left forearm and extend the right leg out. We're going to lift that right knee in, circle it in toward the armpit, and then extend the leg. So circle it in and extend, keeping the neck long here. Circling it in and extending. So a nice gentle lengthening movement as we mobilize the hip and stretch the leg. Good, pointing through those toes as we lengthen. Let's take one more on this side and then lower the knees, switching sides, lowering down into the right forearm and extending the left leg, lengthening through the neck, circling in and extending. Circle that knee in, nice, smooth, large circle. Keeping those shoulders down away from the ears, circling it in, really exaggerate the movement, get as much mobility in that hip as possible. And we'll take one more circle and lower down. Keep that leg extended, plant both palms on the mat, step the other leg back, and then pike up into a downward dog. So we're stretching and lengthening here. Bend your knees as much as needed to get that lift in the hips, flatten out the upper back. From here, we're just gonna pedal, alternating heel down to the mat, really focusing on rolling over those toes. So you're stretching the feet and you're mobilizing the ankles and the knees here, stretching the spine for 3 and 2 and 1. Bring both heels up and then lower them as close as feels comfortable down to the mat. Lift and lower. Good, getting that circulation going in the lower body. Inhale up, exhale, lowering the heels for 3, 2, and final 1. We're gonna lower the heels and come forward into a high plank. So creating a nice flat line with the body. Wrists below the shoulders, core pulled in, and heels flexed. Good, holding it here. Really power up through those shoulders, push the mat away, holding for 5, 4, 3, abs in, 2, and 1, lower your knees. Okay, from here I'd like you to come to the top of your mat and spread your fingers, ensure that those wrists are right below your shoulders and that the knees are right below the hips. We're going to curl the toes, broaden across the shoulders, so we're never collapsing in the shoulders in this position. We're always pushing the mat away. We're going to inhale to prepare and exhale to lift the knees. So we're just hovering the knees above the floor. Try not to lift your bum up high. I want you to envision your back like a tabletop, as though you could rest a tray on that back. We're holding it here for 2 and 1, shin lift position. Good. Let's try that again. Hover those knees, broaden across the shoulders, tighten the core. Shins are parallel with the floor here as we hold for 3 and 2, lift abdominal wall, and 1, good work. Now we're gonna go into some knee taps. So we're going to lift up into our shin lift position, nice broad shoulders. We're gonna tap and lift. Now tap and lift. Now as you lift, remember we're not lifting the bum super high. We're keeping the spine in that tabletop position. Shins hover above the floor, that we tap down. And as we lift, we breathe out and we lift belly button to spine at the same time. Should really feel this work in your upper body. I can even feel it in my thighs. Abs are working. Make sure you're moving with good form and control. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Oh my goodness, first upper body move of the workout and I'm already sweating. All right, you're doing great. Okay, now we're gonna go into a variation of shin lift. So I'm going to add a step back on this right side. It looks like this. I'm gonna be stepping that right leg in and out. If that's too much for you, you can just hold in a regular shin lift position and then tap your knees down periodically as you build up strength. Okay, otherwise we're going into this full version where we're lifting up, nice solid shin lift, and then we're stepping the right leg back and then back to the starting position. Out and in, out and in. Holding strong through the 3 points of stability, the hands and that supporting foot. Good, trying to keep your shoulders broad and level, trying to keep your hips level. Let's go 3 and 2, and 1. Good work. Lower down. Whew. Let's take a quick little stretch before we do the other side. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Give your hands a little wave from side to side so that you can release any tension in those wrists. And then let's get back into it, extending the left leg. So lifting up into your shin lift, stepping back and in with that left leg now. Nice broad shoulders. Stabilize yourself between those 3 points of contact with the mat. Good. We've got 7, 8, 9, you're doing great, and 10, bring it in, lower it down. Take the knees nice and wide and sink back into a child's pose for 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to move into a low plank. So we're coming down onto the forearms, positioning the elbows below the shoulders, forearms are parallel. We're gonna step back into our low plank, flexing through the feet. No lift here in the bum. Keep your body nice and flat. We're going to rock forward and back. Rock forward like one piece of steel and then back. We're going for 10. Good, nice engaged core. 4, 3, abs in for 2. Final 1. And then I'd like you to just walk your feet up a little closer towards your elbows and stretch for a moment. Good, now we're gonna do 10 more of those. So walk the feet back. Nice flat low plank, forward and backward. Forward and backward. You're doing so well. Stay strong here. Keep your shoulders nice and broad, pushing up through those elbows. Walk the feet in and stretch, lengthening through the spine here. If it's more comfortable, you can go into child's pose for this mini break, and then we're gonna step back and do our final 10. 1, 2, abs in. You can do it. 6, 7, 9, and 10. Lower the knees this time. And sink back into a child's pose. Wow. Like I said, we're only just getting started. And I am dripping with sweat. We're having a bit of a heat wave where I am right now. So this is like a hot Pilates session. So we're really working hard with the heat. Okay, now we're going to target the backs of the arms. We're going to turn the fingers down toward the end of the mat, and we're going to lift up into a reverse tabletop. So take a moment here, make sure that your core is engaged, your bum is lifted, your heels are below your knees. We're going to bend at the elbows and lift. Bend and lift. So your aim here is to keep those elbows pulled back behind you. Make sure that you can really feel this work in the triceps. So focusing on the backs of the arms doing the work to lift the torso back up into that reverse tabletop position. You're doing so well. These are tough, but they're so effective for sculpting the backs of the arms, getting those nice defined lines in the triceps. Good. Let's go 3, 2, last one. We're gonna come down and hold, and we're just gonna pulse. Pulse it out here. You're doing so well. We've got 8, 6, 5, 4, abs in, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's lift up and stretch. We have completed the upper body portion of this routine. So amazing work. We're now going to move into our lower body work, starting with the glutes, thighs, and side booty area. So I'd like you to come down onto your side. We're going to lengthen through the legs, plug the navel in, pick the legs up, and hinge forward, coming into a pike position. I've got my opposite hand down on the mat. Now from here, I'm gonna lift the leg straight up and then shoot it forward. Lift straight up and then shoot it forward. So I want you to really anchor down through that lower leg, point hard through the toes, lift, and come forward. If you're losing stability and you're rocking around quite a lot, I want you to really slow it down. You don't need to do quite as many reps. I want you to really focus on engaging the muscles in the upper leg as well as in the lower leg so that you can get as much stability as possible. Good. Forward on that diagonal and up. Feet meeting in the middle. Toes are pointed. The more we point the toes, the more we engage the muscles in the legs. Let's go 4 and 3. Relax the shoulders down away from your ears for 2. And on our final one, we're coming up and then we're coming out on that diagonal and holding. Now I want you to really engage your core. Anchor down through that lower leg and we're just gonna pulse that leg up and down on that diagonal. Feeling that outer thigh working so hard here. Can even feel it into the calf muscles because my toes are pointed. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg. Great work. Okay, now we're going to go into some large circles with this top leg. So again, anchoring down through the lower leg. You can bend it for more stability if that feels good. We're going to circle backwards. Nice big smooth circles in the air. Trying to keep your torso as still as possible by engaging your core. If these big circles are making you kind of wobble around, take smaller circles. And again, move as slowly as you need to maintain good form and control. Let's switch direction, circling forwards with those circles now. Abs in, core tight, shoulders down away from the ears, toes pointed. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the leg up, hold it there, anchoring down through the lower leg and pulse with those legs parallel. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Okay, now I'm going to make a bridge with my top leg, either in front or behind the body. And we're gonna go into some inner thigh work. So we're just gonna start off with inner thigh lifts or lower leg lifts. Squeezing the inner thigh every time we lift the leg. Good. Let's go 9, 8, just hovering the foot above the floor between each repetition. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now we're going to do those circles in the air, much smaller version. We're going to circle backwards. Drawing circles in the air with that big toe. Squeezing the inner thigh as you come up and around. 3, 2, and 1. Pause, reverse, circling forwards. These are tough. Inner thighs are working really hard here. You're doing so well. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. And we're going to finish off with some pulses. My inner thigh is shaking. We're doing such good things for this muscle group. Okay, let's start pulsing. Little controlled pulses. Keeping that leg elevated. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, I feel like we really worked the inner thigh on that side. So now we're gonna switch it up, moving on to the opposite side, getting nice and long and comfortable and well supported, bringing the legs forward into our gentle pike, plugging navel in, pointing hard through the toes, anchoring down through that lower leg, lifting up, then lifting forward, lifting up and lifting forward. Tighten through the abdominal wall. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Super important checkpoints. Move as slowly as you need to. Keep that neck long, keep that head supported, either on your outstretched arm or in your hand like so. Let's go 5. Good work. And up, and last one. We're gonna come out and hold, and we're gonna pulse that leg up and down. Relax the shoulders. Sometimes when we're working hard in this side lying position, we can get really tense in those shoulders. Try to resist that. 2 and 1. Lower the legs together. Great job. Okay, now we're going into those circles. So nice big circle backwards. Good. And 5. We've got 4, 3, abs in for 2, and final 1. Now circle forwards, drawing a circle in the air with your big toe as you work the thighs, work the side booty, work the hips. Breathe through each circle. You got this for 2 and final 1. Now we're gonna lift that top leg and pulse it. You're doing so well. Stay strong here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Good work. Okay, now from here we're making the bridge either in front or behind, and we're going into our leg lifts here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, squeezing the inner thigh with every lift. Good. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now we're going to start circling backwards. Really point through those toes, making a pencil or using your toe as a pencil in the air as you circle. 3, 2, and 1. Pause and reverse. Circling forwards. Relaxing the shoulders, lengthening through the neck. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there and pulse. Little controlled pulses, squeezing the inner thigh, lifting it a bit higher, giving it all you've got for this final exercise. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Whew. Okay, now we're going to get into position to work the gluteus maximus. So I'd like you to come to the top of your mat, position your wrists below your shoulders. I'm going to extend my right leg out long, and from here we're going to lift and lower that leg. So lifting and lowering, simple leg lift here, but we want to really ensure that with every lift we're squeezing the glutes. So focus on those right glutes working as you lift that leg. Engage the core, breathing out through the mouth with every lift. You're doing so well. Keep pushing the mat away. Let's go 5, 4, 3, abs in, squeeze the bum, and 1. Good job. Now we're going to cross the leg over to one side of the mat and then draw a diagonal line up and over. Tap and cross. So imagine you're drawing a line from where your toe taps the mat and then up and over. A nice clean diagonal line as you squeeze the bum in every part of that movement. Good. We've got 10 and 9. Now you really want to make sure that you're stable in your torso, so don't let your torso sort of swing over to the side as you draw that line. Let's go 4, 3, abs in, 2, and 1. Squeeze the bum and lower the leg. Good. Now we're going to come down onto the forearms, elbows below the shoulders. We're going to extend that leg out long, lengthen through the spine, and we're going to start drawing circles. Now we really want to keep the torso still and stable here. So again, slow it down as needed, circling in one direction. You can really feel this burn in the hamstrings here, as well as those glutes, pointing through the toe, and reverse direction with those circles. Breathe through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, abs in, and 1. Hold it here and pulse. We're just pulsing that leg up toward the ceiling. You've got this. Last 10. Lift the leg a bit higher. Point through the toes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Those burned. Okay, let's stretch back for a moment. Enjoying the lengthening in the spine, the regulation of the breath for 3 and 2 and 1. Moving back into the all fours position, extending the left leg out long now, squaring the hips and the shoulders with the mat, and really focusing on the left glutes as we lift and lower the left leg. Squeeze the bum at the top of every lift. It's a really simple movement, but we're focusing on engaging the glutes and the hamstrings. So I want you to really connect with those muscles right now. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now tap your toe to the outside of edge of your mat and then draw that diagonal line. Squeeze the bum. Don't let your torso move around here. Broaden across your shoulders, tighten through your core. Let's go 10. Good. 6. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now from here, we're coming down onto those forearms, lengthening out through that left leg, squaring the hips with the mat, lengthening through the neck, and start circling in one direction. My circles always feel so sloppy with my left leg. It's like I'm using my left hand. Good. To draw with. Keep circling, keep that leg elevated for 2 and 1. Switch directions. Good, keep pointing through the toes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Pulses. Finishing off strong with this glute work. You can do it. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Keep pulsing up. Lift a bit higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. I'm going to move into puppy pose. So I'm keeping those hips elevated And widening the knees, drawing the forehead down toward the mat. And holding it here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we are moving into our ab work. You should feel so good about yourself at this point because you have worked your arms, you have worked your lower body muscles. Now we just got to target the core and stretch. Okay, so actually I was going to start from a seated position. I was so eager to lay down on the mat, but we're going to start from a seated position. We're going to sit up really nice and tall, and we're going to extend the arms out long. So the palms are facing down, legs are hip distance apart. We're going to C curve, drawing the belly button in toward the spine as we curve the spine into the shape of a C, and then lift. Inhale and exhale to lift, keeping those arms extended. And lift. Inhale, curve back. Exhale, belly to spine as we straighten the spine. Keep those legs parallel. Reach and lift. Roll back and abs into lift. Let's take 3 and 2 and final 1. We're going to come back and hold. Now we're going to lower the right arm and lift the left arm and alternate palms tapping down to the knees. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Core is engaged here. You're doing great. Let's go 5, 4, 3, abs in, 2, and 1. Come up for a moment, stretching the spine. And then we're going to C curve back, lift the arms and lower. Inhale and exhale. So you don't have to be quite as far back. You can just be in a more lifted C curve position, whatever feels right. That position where you can feel the abs working, but your back isn't straining, that's perfect. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Great work. Okay, from here, we're going to take the arms overhead, palms facing up toward the ceiling. We're laying with our legs hip distance apart. There's a little bit of space between the low back and the mat, but as we curve up, we're pressing the low back onto the floor. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. So you're aiming to touch your thighs, but kind of reaching for the tops of your knees. Looking out between your inner thighs as you come up. Inhale to lower, exhale, drawing your navel tightly in toward your spine as you elevate. You're doing so well. Let's go 3, 2, on our last one, we're going to come up and hold. Hold it here. Lift the right arm and lower. Lift the left arm and lower. Hold it here. Head rests on top of the shoulders, looking out between those inner thighs. For 5, abs in, 4, 3, 2, and 1, lower down. Now we're going to lift and lower both arms. That can be a little bit strenuous on the neck, so I'm going to show you a variation that you can do if your neck starts to strain. So the exercise looks like this. We're coming up and we're just holding, lifting and lowering. Now if that's too much, you can take one of your hands behind your head and just support head, neck and shoulders as you lift and lower one arm. Otherwise, both arms together, lifting into that crunch, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, abs in for 2, and final 1, roll it down. Now I'd like you to turn your palms so that they're facing in. We're gonna work into the obliques here. So we're gonna inhale to prepare, exhale, curl up, press your lower back firmly onto the mat. You can walk your heels in a little bit closer, and we're gonna tap alternating calf or heel if you can reach. So I'm tapping the calves with my fingertips. I'm keeping my head rested up on top of my shoulders. If that's too much, you can also just rotate from side to side with your head and neck supported in your interlaced fingers. Otherwise, tapping from side to side. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Whew, abs are really fired up now. Okay, we're gonna move into a rollover. So take your hands overhead, palms facing up. Really squeeze your thighs. And we're going to inhale here to come up and exhale to reach and stretch, folding over the lower body and then engaging the core either to here and then repeating and folding over, or all the way down and then all the way back up from the mat. And reach and stretch. Lower down, lower abs engaged the whole way down, upper abs engaged as we lift up. Stretch and lengthen, and engage, engage, engage the thighs and the lower abs as you lower. Good. Try not to come up with momentum. Try to just use those upper abs. Challenge yourself by really getting that lift through the abs and not just through the swinging of the arms. Easier said than done. Good. Reach and stretch. That stretch at the bottom feels really good. Make it count. Really reach for those toes. We've got 3 more. And 2. Working those upper abs. And last one, we're going to come up, stretch, and bring ourselves into a seated position. Good. Now, I'm going to bend my left knee and extend my arms out, palms facing down. I'm going to curve back into a C. Only roll back as far as you can so that your back isn't straining, but you feel it in the abs. We're going to keep the hips evenly weighted, and we're going to twist and rotate to the left as we lift the left leg. So my right leg is bent. I'm not sure if I said that. Twist and back to center. Twist and back to center. So we're not letting sort of one bum cheek lift up off the floor. We're keeping this really controlled. We're just rotating in that torso, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears as we work that waistline. Let's take 2 more. And final 1. Nicely done. Roll up, stretch and lengthen through the spine for a moment. I'm going to come out on a little bit of a diagonal so I have more room to rotate to my right. So I'm bending that left knee, extending the arms, and rotating to the right as we lift the right leg. So again, you're keeping this really controlled. You're not sort of maximizing how far you can get over to the right. You're focusing on moving with abdominal engagement. So rotating as you breathe out and work into your obliques. Let's go 4, abs in, 3, nice rotation for 2, and final 1. Good. Come to center, stretch for a moment. Now we're going to take one hand over the other, interlocking the thumbs, rolling it back, legs are hip distance apart, and we're just going to cross from side to side, drawing an arc with those hands or with those palms. Your knees will sway a little bit here. They're not going to not move at all, but try to resist letting them really sway from side to side. So just as much or as little movement in those knees as possible as we isolate this work in the obliques. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 to center. Roll up. And then we're going to stretch out the back a little bit down on the mat, bringing the right knee in, bringing the left knee in, and just circling those knees in opposite directions. For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now we're going to work our lower abs and then move into our cool down and stretch. So I would like you to bring the legs into tabletop, knees over the hips. Flex the feet here. Now from this position, I'm going to start with my arms by my sides. I'm going to tap one heel down to the mat and then tap the other heel down to the mat, returning the leg to tabletop between each repetition. Now, if it's too much to tap the heel, did I say knee? To tap the heel all the way down to the mat, we want to just extend the leg and then bring it in, extend. And you'll know if it's too much if your low back is straining as you extend. Okay, so make sure you're protecting your low back. It doesn't matter whether or not that heel taps all the way down to the floor. It matters about the work that you're feeling in your lower abs. And that could be with the leg extended or with the leg lowered down. So when you're feeling good here, I want you to add a crunch. So as we extend one leg, we're crunching up, head, neck, and shoulders lift. Head is supported in the interlaced fingers. Flattening abdominal wall as you lift. Let's go 5, 4, keep those elbows nice and wide. 3, 2, abs in, and final 1. Now from here, we're going to bring the legs or the knees apart, keep the heels connected, and splay the feet apart. So we're gonna go into some frog leg extensions here. We're inhaling and we're exhaling to bring the legs out. In and out. Widen the knees, keep the heels connected, lowering and lifting into that crunch. Keeping those feet splayed apart, squeezing the thighs and the calves together. Let's go 5, 4, drive out through those heels. 2, and final 1. Now lower it down, and we're going to go into some alternating leg lifts to finish off. You can keep your hands behind your head, or you can take them on either side of your tailbone to support your lower back. We're lifting up either with the legs totally straight or with a bend to the knee, and we're gonna lower one leg and then the other. Lower one leg and then the other. Good. I know these are tough. This is the final push here, so give it all you've got. We've got 6, abs in, 5, 4, belly to spine, 3, lift with control, 2, and final 1. Lower the legs and hold for 5, 4, 3, abs in, 2, and 1. Lower the legs and roll over onto your stomach. Whew. Okay, let's stretch out those abdominals. So come up onto your forearms, gently pressing your chest forward, or if it feels good, all the way up onto those palms. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth as you stretch and lengthen through those abdominals for 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down, bring yourself up. Walk your hands forward, coming into a plank just for a moment, and then folding the right leg under the body, extending the left leg out long in your pigeon pose. So you can stay upright like this, or you can fold over that leg, whatever feels right for you right now. Let's get into some nice relaxing breathing. So we're breathing deeply in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth as we let our body kind of relax and process all the work that we just did. Now we're going to step back and switch sides, lengthening through that right leg, feeling the stretch in the hips and the glutes. Staying upright or folding over a bent leg. Breathing deeply, breathing slowly. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to bring my feet forward on the mat. I'm going to lift up over and stretch, taking a hold of the feet or the ankles or calves, whatever you can reach. Really stretching back through that tailbone, lengthening through the spine, dropping your chest a little bit closer down towards your shins or thighs. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to take the arms behind. You can keep the legs extended or you can bend them, and just extending the spine. Opening through the chest. Breathing in and out. Stretching a little bit deeper into this by extending the spine a bit further for 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're going to bring ourselves into a cross-leg position. Reach up and over on one side, lengthening. Reach, reach, reach through the side body, and then reach up and over on the other side. Lengthening and stretching, feeling the stretch from the hip all the way out through those fingers. Reach a bit further and back to center. Let's draw nice big circles in the air with those arms. For 3 and 2 and 1. Take your right hand just over your left ear and just gently draw your right ear down towards your right shoulder, lengthening out through those left fingers. A nice way to stretch at the very end of a workout, releasing any tension in the neck. Stretching and lengthening, not pulling the head down, but gently encouraging the ear down toward the shoulder. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. To center, let's roll out the shoulders to finish off. For 4, 3, melting away any remaining bits of tension. And last one, shrug those shoulders down and back, setting yourself up with beautiful posture. You should feel very accomplished after completing that workout. It was a tough one. It was effective. I hope you felt it throughout your entire body. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. I look forward to working out with you in the next workout. Bye, guys.